Okay, so, why would you want to learn elemental magic? Essentially, you want to learn the more practical side of magic through me as preparation for your college? I guess that makes sense. So, where did you want to start? Anywhere? I guess that's fine, but do you even know the basics? Right. I suppose we should get started on that. Right. This is gonna be a while. I guess we can start at part 1, which is what is magic itself. So, contrary to popular belief, magic isn't generated by intelligence. That's just a very simple myth that's been disproven many of times. So you don't have to worry about being intelligent to actually use magic. And so, with that myth busted, I can tell you what magic actually is. How should I put this? Magic comes from the soul. And what I mean by that is, we have a reservoir of magic in our body, and it comes from our soul. So, when someone releases magic, as an example, someone snaps their fingers and a light pops out of their hands. They pull energy from the soul through the arm and into their hand. Now, that sounds pretty simple. It's a lot harder than you think, though, because there's a lot of bad ways you can disperse magic, and that can lead to some pretty dangerous stuff. So having an expert with you is pretty much the go-to when you're learning this stuff, because if you're not dispersing it properly, it can lead to some bad habits while learning future magic, or magic that requires more mastery. Now back to our soul. Essentially, the reservoir of magic in our soul gets depleted when we use it, but to recharge it, you simply have to go to sleep for your regular sleeping time. But as of recent research, we figured out you can also gain magic from breathing. Now, because we release this magic, it stays out in the air somewhere. And from that, when we breathe or when we sleep, we can absorb magic. Specifically during the REM cycle of sleeping, that's when the most magic is absorbed. You good there? Right. Sorry, that may have been a bit much to take in. Well, I guess we can continue now? Perfect. Where was I? Right. So, magic is affected by your soul. Depending on your personality and your morals and everything you go by in life, that affects you, even your physical body. It's just that people who are more intelligent seem to have a better grasp of this concept, which is why the common misconception of intelligence gives you better magic exists. I think that's about enough of how magic works and what it is. Righty. So I guess we'll get a bit into the practical side. You know, all that exciting stuff. It's like a little chemistry lesson where you do nothing but experiments. It's great. Alright, come around this side. Now remember what I said about how bad habits can form when you create magic? Well, here's a little example of it. So, once you get the right technique down, it's pretty simple and your body will get adjusted to the muscle memory and it'll all be normal from then. But for now, look at my hand. See how it's sort of glowing? Now look at that. It's forming into a very small light ball. That's the way you want to start releasing it at first. Very slow, very small, and let it accumulate. And once you get a bit more experienced, you can do it a bit faster. And your body gets used to that. What it should feel like is the magic pushing you away. It's kind of like two magnets that are pushing each other away. So, on the opposite side, if you look at my other hand, it has the same light, but my hand is kind of crumbly. It's kind of drawing my hand in, trying to close the magic, I'd say, the light. Trying to make you close in your hand and return the magic back into your soul, because it's not being pushed out properly, and instead it's trying to force itself back in, and it feels like a magnet or two magnets closing in. And essentially, that's not the way you want to do it, because it's not ready to leave your body. I think that's enough work for today. Now, this being said, I don't want you to try this. It's probably not your best interest to do it while I'm not around. So, I think you should go study up now.